Kate and Aaron are with us in Dublin, Ohio. Hi, Kate and Aaron. How are you guys?
Hi, Dave. We're doing well.
Good. What's up?
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking our call. So my brief story, I'm a worship pastor here in Ohio. I worked at a church for almost 10 years, and then they began to embrace some woke resources and ideology, so I knew it was time to move on. The next solid option that God opened the doors for were me to come down here to Columbus to raise a family at a different church, but we're feeling pretty discouraged. The same house that lived in back home from where we were up northeast is $100,000 more in this area. We're currently staying in a parsonage rent-free with no utilities. We paid off our home before we moved down here, but we don't want to purchase a home that is already outgrowing with the current state of our family.
After just paying off our house for this, so we're essentially would have to get a mortgage for a minimum $100,000, probably more because of how crazy the market is here. For the same house we just paid off.
How long can you stay in the parsonage?
We negotiated 3 more months when I signed and took on with this job, so 3 months from today. But I'm sure they would allow us to stay here a little longer.
They're pretty flexible. I think our concern with that in the same breath is, can we save quickly enough? As we've noticed, like the market is just increasing.
That wasn't why I was asking.
Got it.
The reason I was asking was to give you time to calm down.
Yeah.
Because you're pretty hyped up.
Yeah, we're exhausted.
I can hear it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like, you're on your last nerve, man. And worship pastors are known for getting rich. I mean, you guys make so much money.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Not at all. Youth pastors, worship pastors is the Christian version of starving people to death. But yeah. We love you.
Dave, we followed your principles when we first got married. We paid off all our debt. We paid off our mortgage. We've been investing a little. We just don't want to destroy all of that progress.
I appreciate that.
With this being the next option, we just had another baby, so
what is your household income now?
$65,000.
Okay.
Plus the
and Kate, are you working outside the home with that, or you got the babies?
Yeah, no, I was, but after we had our second, I chose to stay home.
Don't blame you. Yeah. Don't blame you. Okay. I tell you what, guys, I want to help you on this. I hear it in your voice. I'm not making fun of you. I get it. I understand and been there. So hang on. Kate and Aaron are in Dublin, Ohio. New job as a worship pastor, much more expensive area than they came from. They're temporarily housed in the parsonage, but only for a few more months, and then they got to make a decision. Kate's staying at home with the new babies. Aaron's making $65,000, and a little bit of a shock to the system when they got to the more expensive area. Is that a fair summary of what you guys told us?
Very fair.
What'd you sell your house for in the other place?
$205,000.
Okay. And you've been trying to find something comparable closer to the church, reasonably close to the church anyway. And what price range are you finding there to something comparable?
Ooh,
you said 100 extra, right? Didn't you say 100?
I would say, 315, 320 would be a comparable parallel move.
Okay, got it.
But they're selling for far beyond that. We saw one house we were interested in go for $50,000 above asking cash, which is just insane.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. You're going to do one of two or three things. Number one, I want you to figure out a way to slow this process down. Because the more options you have, the more information you have, the better decision you're going to make. This feels very urgent, very forced, and I smell a bad decision coming.
Yeah.
Does that feel right to you? Like you're stressed, like you're against the wall, and you're backed up, and you're going to say something later like, I was forced to. You weren't really forced. You just put yourself in that corner.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to slow down. So that might look like renting for a year.
Okay.
And just calm. Just breathe a little. And during that year, number one, we're going to learn more about the area than we know now, which will give you more options. You're going to discover how far out you have to drive for the prices to start dropping. There's a point at which the lines cross between ridiculous commute and great price. Yeah, I've got a 15-minute commute, so I'm spoiled. But if you went 15 minutes further than my house, the prices drop because I'm kind of on the edge of rural where I am now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the further you get out in the country, the better the prices are, right?
Right.
But so you got to find that because you don't want a 2-hour commute.
Right. Yeah.
You probably are not going to be in the back door of this church. We probably already figured that out. Or you're going to spend that year piling up cash and trying to say, we're going to take out a $50,000 mortgage and not $100,000, and we're going to bite that bullet, and that's the price we're going to pay to be there rather than in place A rather than place B.
Got it.
The other thing you're going to be able to do when you do that is you can slow down and you don't feel forced into one of these crazy bidding wars because you have to choose from what's on the plate right now. You can say, right, over the next year, I'm going to find something to sneak up on. Okay? I'll give you an example of what happens when you slow down. Okay? This one's weird. But this happened to a friend of mine not long ago. Middle class price range house. A little bit more than y'all are talking about, but in our area, it's a little bit more, okay? And we've got all these people moving from other states to Tennessee to the point that to get away from the craziness, and to the point it's almost like a joke, like California refugees in Tennessee. I mean, it's like a running joke. And for the people moving here, they're laughing too. But it's like Californians are buying everything, in sight. It's like you can't get a house because stupid Californians are buying everything. It's this kind of thing's going on. Oh, this is the talk around the water cooler, I'm not mad at you people from California. This is just what's really going on. So my friend actually, and the bidding wars are big time in Nashville. It's hard to get a house. Big time. My friend actually found a guy who sold her a house at below market price, right? Not much below, but just slightly below, so that he didn't have to sell it to somebody from California.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was worried about voting patterns.
He's just like, it was a personal thing, and that it's funny, but you'll find something where God will supply your needs. Where there's somebody that says, you know what, I could put this house up for a bidding war, but I'm going to bless this young worship pastor and sell it to him at appraisal instead of 50 over appraisal. And you'll find that through someone at the church, word of mouth, even through the real estate agent that puts the word out there that that's what's going on. And God is not shocked by where you are. He's not surprised.
I would add, here's what another year allows you to do. You could put the word out in your actual church community. You don't know yet. Maybe you already know that there's a couple contractors, people that could actually help you renovate something to where you could find a jewel. It's not a piece of trash or a death trap, but something that needs some TLC. Get it cheaper, but it has the square footage that you need, and it turns into an unbelievable financial gain for you down the line. I mean, those are possibilities. I'm not saying that's your only option, but that's something to consider. You can get something like that. You pay cash for it.
What I want more for you guys than anything is peace that you don't have right now.
Yeah.
Right.
And we need it.
You got little babies. You feel like you're 1,000 miles from home and you don't have enough money. And it's just frenetic and frantic and anxiety. And I don't blame you for being there, but I kind of heard all of that in your way you were talking earlier. And I'm already hearing a tone change just by telling you to wait a year. I'm hearing you calm down a little bit.
It's true.
What principles would you say about renting, and any wisdom on that? Some renting properties we've seen here, they're going for $2,500.
Yeah, just cheap as possible because we're just buying time. Whatever money you spend on rent's buying time. That's all it is. And the cheaper you can get, obviously, the less you're paying for the time, and the more you can save towards. You can add to the pile of savings you got from the sale of your other house. And so, yeah, that $2,500 doesn't sound very appealing.
Are there real space issues in the parsonage?
Some, well, not space, just more of a I would say an updating and space for the kids and safety.
Yeah. How long will they let you? I mean, if you could talk them into letting you stay there for 9 months, maybe the magic number is not a year. And the beautiful thing about the parsonage is you could leave at any time without breaking a lease if you found something.
Right.
Sure. They've been so kind, and I'm sure they would allow us to do that.
Yeah, I would ask for and say, listen, here's the counsel I've been given. The counsel I've been given is to slow down and gather more options and more information, and that feels right to us. We'd rather not move to a rental. If you could suck it up and live there for free and they'll let you and still do this extended time a little bit, that's what definitely I would do that.
Yeah, if there's some safety issues, I'd ask the church to address the safety issues. The kids don't care about the updating, and you guys can put up with the
It's camping. It's an adventure.
Yeah,
it's a 9-month adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like camping for sure.
Yeah. I mean, just look at it as, hey, we're going to do this as an adventure. It's what we're going to, it's the same thing these people that sell their house and live in an RV or something. It's an adventure. We're going to do this. And so it's certainly not doing it for the luxury or something like that. But and let the timing unfold. I love Swindoll's saying. He says, God is never late but seldom early. And so just give yourself a little bit of room and let the Holy Spirit massage this situation and you in the process. Yeah. And I think this is going to turn out okay a year from today. I really do. All of my life experience and my faith experience points to the fact that it's going to turn out okay. But it's not going to turn out okay if you feel pressured, cornered, anxiety-ridden, like you're forced into something, and then you'll look back and you'll go, and then God gave us this house.
Yeah.
And I've done that with houses many times. Yeah. The house I'm living in right now.
Yeah.
I feel like it was the same thing. I had a lot of options. I kept moving the options around until I turned over the right shell and the P was there, But lots of options and lots of information gives you better decisions. Really good question, you guys. I'm proud of you. Thank you for calling. I hope that helps.